Number 2, hooponopono. Strange word, it's a Hawaiian word. It's a Hawaiian healing technique. Now, this story takes some believing, but it's a very, very heartwarming, powerful story. Now, what hooponopono is a healing technique just using a very, very simple mantra. Now, within the program, we've put all the details down. We've put links to the guy who brought this into the mainstream, a guy called Dr. Hugh Len, psychiatrist in Hawaii, still alive. He's probably in his 80s now. But long story short, his daughter was suffering from a debilitating disease similar to shingles, and somebody came and healed her who was using this hooponopono, and seemingly didn't really do anything. It almost seems like a bit of magic. There was just a simple mantra, but it worked. He was so stunned because medical treatment just hadn't worked that he studied it, okay, and then he put it into use. Now, in the mid-80s, he was appointed the psychiatrist for the Hawaii State Hospital and looking after the sort of the mental asylum where the worst of the worst offenders were in there, and the sort of people you don't turn your back on. Anyway, the famous story, within 3 months, it pretty much cured everybody, and he didn't even see one of them face to face. All he did was use hooponopono for 3 months, and then basically everybody was in a position where they didn't need to be restrained, locked up, and was free to continue the rehabilitation without fear of harming anybody. Now, what he did with hooponopono, now it sounds too simple, this, but you just need to bear with me of how this works. If you've watched previous videos, you'll understand we talk about creating reality. Now, we're all the center of our own universe, and we're all creating our own reality. If we're not consciously doing it, we're subconsciously doing it, because this is very, very powerful. The programs in there create the world around us. Now, he understood that if something shows up in your reality, that you are energetically connected to it. So he knows through his study of this hooponopono that all these inmates, patients of this mental asylum showed up in his reality. So he has a responsibility for creating that into existence. So rather than changing the outside world, and we've talked about this many times, that it's about doing the inner work. It's all connected with everything we talk about. Rather than trying to create that and change them, all he did, and this is the principle of hooponopono, is change the part of you that created that into a reality. Now, sounds too simple. Now, it wasn't until the last year, I've known about hooponopono for a good 6 or 7 years. It's only in the last year I've really understood how creating reality works, where I can connect all the dots and say, okay, right, now I fully understand it. I won't go into detail. I just want to give you, explain how it's done. And it is very, very simple indeed. Okay. Now, all you do, you say a mantra of 4 phrases. So like the EFT, the tapping, you focus on the situation that's causing you trouble that you want to change. And you say these 4 phrases. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Just continually repeat them. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. Okay, now based on creating reality, on some level, and it's nearly always going to be subconscious, because you won't have consciously said, okay, I want this problem. Somewhere in here you've created this because they've shown up in your reality. And you're taking responsibility for everything you create, you're energetically connected to it. So you focus on the problem. You're talking to the divine where everything is created from, okay? And you're saying this mantra. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Now, if we talk about energy, I'll just bring a chart back up. My magnet's gone again. Now, if we think about those 4 phrases, when they're said with they're setting on a genuine level. They're very high vibration. So you're focusing on the problem. Now, usually when we focus on problems, it pulls our energy right down. But what we're doing here, we're focusing on the problem, connecting to talking to the divine, but we're focusing on the problem. We know it's in our subconscious, it's causing us the issue. And we're saying 4 high vibrational phrases to the universe or to divinity. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. So you're focusing on high energy and you're saying, yes, I recognize I've brought this into my existence. Please forgive me. I love you. I'm sorry. So you're talking to the universe, divinity, focusing on the issue which you know is in your subconscious. It is as simple as that. Okay, so just bear with me if this sounds a little bit hokey. Now, of course, people watch this miracle take place, of what they say was a miracle, of all these patients being seemingly cured, and they asked Dr. Hugh then, how did you cure them? How did you heal them? He said, I didn't heal them. I healed the part of myself that created them. Now, this is profound. Something we keep talking about through these videos is that rather than changing the outside world, all you need to do is focus on yourself, because you're creating the world around you. Because he always jokes, we've put links in the program because you can see him on video explaining all this. Always jokes, he says, have you ever noticed when there's a problem, you're always there? So if it's in your reality, you have created it on some level. And when you take responsibility for it and understand these principles, you can use it to change. And effectively, it's pretty much perfect for our program, because it's almost saying, right, take responsibility, change your energy by raising your energy, saying these mantras, okay, and you can then create a reality that you want. Now, I don't want to get too technical, but that's what's happening. Now, we've put links so you can see interviews with Dr. Hugh Len where he talks more about it. We've got some book recommendations where you can learn more about it. Or Google it. It's a strange word. Hooponopono. Google it and you'll see a lot of information out there. It is very, very powerful. I use it all the time. Anything that crops up in my day, because you can do this anyway. Same as the EFT. As long as, I suppose, you haven't got people looking at you, you can tap very easily. And you can just do these mantras. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. So with both, you focus on the problem, you go through this, okay, whenever you can. And you'll find each time it desensitizes, and it gets easier and easier. And what we're doing is starting to release all this crap and crud that weighs us down.